Professor Harish Kumar Sardana, the director of this prestigious institution, learned members of the faculty, beloved students, and their proud parents, ladies and gentlemen. A very good morning to all of you. I feel honored to deliver the presidential address on the first convocation of IIIT Raichur. At the outset, I would like to put on record and appreciate the efforts of Professor Murthy, Director IIT Hyderabad. In 2019, when this institution was founded in the campus of IIT Hyderabad, Professor Murthy functioned as the mentor director. Under his leadership and guidance, the foundation was laid for this institution. The first batch of students who are receiving the degree today are really his products. He took all important decisions right from the acquisition of land to finalizing the master plan for the buildings, the architects, the executing agency, etc. When we discussed in the Board of Governors whom to invite as the chief guest for the first convocation, Professor Murthy's name was proposed and everybody wholeheartedly supported it. We feel honored and grateful to him for accepting our invitation and for coming all the way from Hyderabad to grace this occasion. Professor Harish Kumar Sardana, the founding director, took up the reins of this institution from Professor Murthy in December 2022 and played a very crucial role in having the campus shifted to Raichur and its smooth functioning. He has been living in the campus ever since and is available to the students and the faculty round the clock. I joined as Chairman Board of Governors towards the end of August 23. Ever since I have joined, I have been regularly visiting the campus almost once in a month and working hand in hand with the Director, Professor Harish Sardana, for the development of this institution. I will not dwell upon the achievements that have taken place in the journey of this institution, since Mr. Professor Sardana has already highlighted them in his speech. However, I would like to make a few personal observations on this occasion. I have observed that the present generation, even though they excel in the field of academics and technology, there is a general disconnect with the society. This is more so amongst the students of science and technology students studying particularly in elite institutions like IITs and IITs, IIITs, etc. I find lack of empathy in them for the vulnerable sections of the society. They are totally unaware of the problems faced by them. Similarly, a sense of gratitude for having an opportunity to study in the premier institutions of the government is also missing. They are aware more of their rights than their duties. As a result, these students, instead of being role models to others, sometimes fall prey to bad habits like alcoholism and drugs. And these incidents are on the rise in campuses. I think this is because their curriculum doesn't give them any special exposure to the burning problems of the society. We can remedy this situation by implementing the provisions of new educational policy. It envisages community engagement as a mandatory requirement for undergraduate students. It enables the institution to create 10% of the sanctioned posts for professors of practice who are not academicians but have vast experience and skills in their respective fields. We must hire professionals from the fields of music, yoga, meditation, naturopathy, psychology, community development, etc. on our campuses to ensure the all-round development of the personality of the students. Apart from knowledge and skills in the core disciplines, we must encourage development of human values and attitudes that make a good citizen. I hope the director and the faculty will focus on these aspects in a systematic way in the times to come. I congratulate the students who are receiving their degrees today and their proud parents. On this occasion, I would also acknowledge our gratitude, I mean my gratitude in person to the district administration for catering to every one of our needs of this institution. Whenever we approached them, they have responded very positively and helped. That way our burden of running this institution has become lessened. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. I have the great honor now to introduce chief guest of the first convocation, Professor V.S. Murthy. Professor Murthy started his academic journey with a diploma in metallurgy in 1983 and obtained his B.E. in 1986 from VRC, Nagpur, another NIT, ME in 1988, PhD in 1992 from Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore. After serving at IIT Kharagpur for 12 years during 92 to 2004, he has been a professor at IIT Madras for 15 years, 2004 to 2019, before taking up the director's position at IIT Hyderabad in August 2019. That gave me another feeling. The day he took over as IIT Hyderabad, he had the parallel responsibility of IIIT Raichur at the same time. He's an institute professor at IIT Madras and an adjunct professor at Toronto Metropolitan University and University of British Columbia, Canada. He has made significant contributions in the fields of material science, processing, engineering through mechanical alloying, nanocrystalline materials, bulk metallic glass materials, high entropy alloys, grain refinement of aluminum alloys and aluminum-based composites. He has authored 475 plus journal publications and 4 books. He has supervised 54 PhDs and completed 75 sponsored projects of the tune of 105 crores, 13 million US dollar, and filed 20 plus, more than 20 patents. He is a recipient of numerous awards, including Shanti Swarup Bhatnagar Award, Distinguished Alumnus Award of Indian Institute of Science and VNIT, Nagpur, National Metallurgist Award, Honorary Doctorate from Deccan University, INAE Outstanding Teacher Award, Lifetime Achievement Award of IIT Madras, and EMSI, that is Electron Microscope Society of India. He is a Fellow of the World Academy of Sciences, Asia Pacific Academy of Materials, ASM International, that is American Society for Metals, Indian National Academy of Engineering, and all the 3 science academics of India. But that doesn't stop. I have to stop. Dear guests and graduates, for the last time before you become graduates, from graduates you become graduates, let's invite the chief guest, Professor Murthy, with a big round of applause to deliver his much-awaited convocation address.
Good morning, friends. Sri Naidu ji, Sri Patil, and my good friend Harish ji. First of all, really grateful to the whole board for having thought about this guy to be standing in front of you today. Honored to be on the first convocation of IIIT. When I joined IIT Hyderabad, August 2019, I did not know that I had to wear two hats, that I have to be mentoring this. This was not told by the ministry. The day I did the joining report, my registrar comes and says, "Sir, you have one more responsibility." And that's how we started. But luckily, those students, the batch sitting here in front of me, they were all on the campus. So it's not really something different. So a few additional students with us. So starting was very good. But within 6 months, we had COVID. So everybody dispersed to their hometowns. And then that continued more or less 2 years, if I remember. So then a kind of pressure came from Karnataka government saying that this is IIIT Raichur, so IIIT Raichur students cannot stay at IIT Hyderabad. They don't belong to IIT Hyderabad. So it was a very tough, very emotional kind of situation that we had to part them from IIT Hyderabad and bring them to Raichur. Then I asked the government at that time that unless you give an equivalent facilities to our students at Raichur, we will not be able to move them. So they said we will, as he mentioned, Ramana Reddy Garu was the person handling all this from Karnataka government side, and he said we will ensure, and that's how in the GEC campus the 2 hostels were built, an academic block was built, and we ensured that the furniture that was provided, frame is sitting here, was much better than the furniture even at IIT Hyderabad. So we thought at least let them have, if not a campus of IIT Hyderabad, a campus which is reasonably good. Of course, there were hiccups. If I don't think IIT Hyderabad students of those batches are sitting here, but they all know that we started our life in something called ODF, Ordnance Factory. I think you were also there in Ordnance Factory for some time, right? Yes. Yes. So we were in sheds. So this hostel was much better than being in sheds there. And the academic building was also much better than the sheds in which our faculty used to be. In fact, even after we moved to the permanent campus of IIT Hyderabad, our faculty used to be in the hostel rooms. Their faculty offices used to be hostel rooms. So life, when it starts as a small nucleus, it's always tough fight. But then as days progress, and as we start demonstrating that yes, we are capable of doing great things, then the world starts recognizing an institution. I'm very happy today that the first batch which has struggled, the pioneering batches have always this, a dual, I would say, responsibility. One, the struggle they go through, because they would see how tough beginnings can be, and at the same time they have this pride of saying that we have built it, to the rest of the batches. They are able to say that yes, we took all the trouble to ensure that the next batches are better off, and they were ensuring that all the requirements of the student community are all fulfilled by us. We used to come almost every month. My faculty, I remember Subruki sitting here, and our dean academics that time was Saptarshi, and I think by the time Bharat took over, more or less we are towards the end. And every one of the faculty from computer science really played a very significant role. Today, at this particular juncture, I would like to acknowledge all the hard work that is put by the whole IIT Hyderabad faculty, administration towards the growth of IIIT Raichur to where it is today. And I'm very happy 1 year back when I came to know that Harish ji is going to take over. So I was really delighted that institute is going to wonderful hands, and he has been associated with organizations in the leading roles before. So I have been seeing in the last 1 year how things are progressing. He has started already a new branch, and one more new branch he's planning to start this year. So definitely IIIT Raichur is going to have a great future in the years to come. And so that is something that we all should be happy with the progress that is happening wherever we start. And what is important is the how we progress. And when there is a passion among people like Professor Sardana and all the faculty sitting here, many of them possibly I was involved in recruiting them, and that passion of the faculty is what makes an institute great. Institute is not just buildings, it is the people who make an institute. And I'm very happy that the best brains have been brought to IIIT Raichur, and they are building it brick by brick to ensure that IIIT Raichur one day very soon will be known to be the best IIITs, at least if not the best institute in the country. And I am able to see that future coming up with all the passion and dedication that the faculty and the director are putting in. As far as the students are concerned who are graduating today, congratulations to all of you. A wonderful day for all of you. I would have been very happy to see the whole batch today, but of course all of you have joined various jobs and leaving that and getting leave. And in fact, one of your batch who used to be very frequently visiting IIT Hyderabad, Vibhanshu, today sitting in Hamamatsu, and he would have been very happy to be here, but for the distance that he had to travel, so he decided to send his parents. I'm very happy that his parents are here, and many other parents who are proud parents sitting here to see their children getting their first degree. First degree is always the sweetest to anybody. Unfortunately, when I finished my BTech, I could not go to convocation and receive, but very happy that 9 of you sitting here and are able to get that delightfulness and the pleasure of receiving that certificate today from our chairperson. And what is very important is what the chairperson pointed out today. It's important that I always tell to my whole colleagues and students also all the time, that when you grow, everybody around you should grow. That's a true growth. Otherwise, it's not a growth at all. So this empathy that our chairperson today pointed out is something I request all of you to whatever level you grow in your profession. If you are not a human, okay, if you don't have that humanitarian attitude and outlook towards the whole humanity around you, that growth at some stage will not give you satisfaction when you reach ages like ours. So I request all of you to keep this in mind. If there is a message that I can give to you today, this is one very important message. Find out what you can do in your free time to the people around you. At IIT Hyderabad, I am very happy that we have been able to adopt about 5 villages nearby. Our students are teaching. In fact, recently we have started providing a bus. Initially we all started in an online kind of teaching by putting a computer and a Wi-Fi facility and an LCD projector in each of the schools, and our students and faculty started teaching from the campus. And then they said, sir, this is not really a real teaching. Real teaching should be sitting in front of the students. If you provide us a vehicle, we are willing to go. And that was really a very pleasant, a moment to me when the students said this. And students started going on the weekends, Saturdays, spending time with these kids and then teaching them fundamentals of maths, physics, chemistry and biology so that they start aspiring something big. Okay? If you have got the privilege of studying in one of the best institutions in the country, and we should also try to see if we can do this for people around us who are not so privileged, and if we can bring a kind of a transformation in their lives, that life is worth living in my view. So please do that. In fact, very recently some of the schools came to us and said, sir, there is something called merit cum means scholarship. For that there is an exam. Can you please help coaching our kids for that? So we started bringing kids for 5 weeks from all the nearby schools. We started bringing kids by sending a vehicle to bring them and keeping them on the campus from 10 o'clock to 4 o'clock. And we were able to do this. Everything done by the students to a large extent. Of course, some faculty were kind of mentoring. So this is something I request all of you to keep this in mind. As you grow, let people around you grow. Okay? And people, when it's said, it is not just your family. The whole world is a family. Vasudhaika Kutumbak is what our ancestors talk about. The whole universe is our family. When you can feel that, you have become a true human. So please keep that in mind in your life. The second point that I want to also mention is your studies do not stop here. It's only a beginning. It just gives you a degree which gives you a kind of a professional certification that yes, you can start your journey in a profession. But what is important in life is to keep learning continuously. As people nowadays talk about skilling, reskilling, upskilling and so on and so forth. So please do not stop learning. The day you stop learning, you are more or less like a rock on the ground outside this building. So it's important that you have to continuously learn, and there are opportunities all around you. Just for your information, many of you sitting here are aware that IIT Hyderabad recently started from this August something called OAT, Open to All Teaching. What we started is, we started converting all our classrooms into hybrid classrooms and started asking our faculty, are you interested to teach an outsider? Okay, the moment faculty says yes, we ask them how many you can accommodate other than your regular students, so that we can have a few students physically in front of us and a few virtually who can live interact with the faculty, ask questions and get clarifications. And this we started with about 15 courses, and I'm sure this will grow more and more. And we said that anybody in the world who wants to learn something, we are here to teach you. So we said that anybody from anywhere in the world, as long as the timetable suits them, okay, we put it on our website, this is the course, this is the professor teaching, this is the course content, this is the timetable. If the timetable suits you, you can be in Australia, you can be in Uganda, you can be in India, anywhere. You can just register for one course. I will not ask whether you have written JEE or GATE and nothing, no questions asked. We say it can be a student, it can be a working professional, it can be even a faculty from some college. It can even be a homemaker. As long as you want to learn and you have confidence that you can pass my exam, as long as I do not downgrade my quality of my exam and the certificate that IIT is going to give to that person at the end, saying that you have done this course with these many credits with this grade. And what you want to do with that certificate is up to you. And I'm sure things like this are going to come up in a big way all around us. We decided, why don't we start becoming Vishwa Guru? India once upon a time was known to be a Vishwa Guru, where people from all over the world used to come to India, we hear. Nalanda, Takshashila are examples of all that. And now that technology is available, nobody need to physically travel anywhere. You can sit at your home and learn. And NEP encourages to do that. So that's something which I request all of you to look for the kind of profession that you have chosen. And again, please be very conscious. Of course, sometimes it so happens that whatever is available, you take it. Okay? That's a different thing. But in a longer run, you have to ask yourself, where do I want to be? All my students so far in my 33 years of professional life, I have always said this, that you should choose a job where you don't wait for a Saturday, Sunday, I tell them. On a Sunday night, if you are worried that tomorrow is Monday, you are not in the right job. Okay, whatever it could be, however money that you are getting from that job, it doesn't matter. So please identify what is that which you feel at the end of the day happy and satisfied. To the extent that, friends, I have in this 33 years, I have rarely seen my pay slip. If somebody asks me what is your salary, I do not know. As long as some money is coming into my bank, my children and my family are not on the roads, I felt that is good enough for me. And I thoroughly enjoy what I do, the research that I do, and now a responsibility of doing an administration that has been put on my head. And please enjoy what you do. The joy of doing what you like is something which you will never be able to get from anything else. So please identify what is that. And if you start pursuing that, definitely your life is going to be joyful. And when you are joyful, the best out of you automatically comes out. Okay? And I always say promotions, even to that extent salary, is always a byproduct. While he read about some awards, I always felt that these are all just byproducts. The joy of what you experience by your teaching and your research that you have done. I mean, to be honest with you, when I finished, like all of you, I did not even attend one campus interview. I was very clear that I wanted to be a teacher one day. And so that clarity was very, very much there. And I asked my teacher only one thing, sir, what should I do to become a teacher like you? He said, Murthy, you should do a PhD. And I asked, sir, where? He said, there is no place better than Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore. That's it. And then I asked my seniors, how do I enter there? They said, there is an exam called GATE you have to write. And unless you get 98 percentile, you will not be able to enter there. And I worked very hard and got that and entered there. So it's like, in a life, once you decide what you want to be, you ask this question to yourself, all of you friends. When you continue your journey, let's say 20 more years, by the time you all reach 35, 40, do you have a clarity of what you want to be? If that clarity does not exist as of today, it is worth spending time to think over that and develop that clarity. It is like playing a football. If you know where the goal post is, you know that you have to hit the ball towards that. That identifying that goal post is very, very crucial in life. Please try to find out what that is for you. For each person it can be different. Okay, I always say if you are a barber, you should be the best barber. So it can be anything. It can be anything. It can be a software engineer. It can be like our Naidu Garu who prefer to take up administrative services. It can be anything. It can be a teacher like me. So please find out what that makes you feel happy and pursue that. And whatever is needed to pursue that, acquire those skills as you go along. And your aspirations should be like a mountain, like a Himalayan mountain. Very recently, I met Ajay Chaudhary, Mr. Ajay Chaudhary. How many of you know who is Mr. Ajay Chaudhary? I want students to say. Any student who has heard this name called Ajay Chaudhary? Have you heard of something called HCL? What is HCL? Huh? I mean, all of you are IT guys, right? So you don't know HCL? No? Surely not? Okay. So it's Hindustan Computers Limited. Okay? So for at least computer science students, if you don't know what is HCL, I do not know what to say. Okay, so he is one of those 5 or 6 people who in 1979 came together, and he was telling that somebody sold his bike, somebody sold his car, and somebody even sold some of the gold that his wife has given and accumulated about 15 lakhs rupees. And they started this company called HCL. And he is one of those founders. And he wrote a book recently called Just Aspire. Some of you have not seen this book. Today go to Google and search for it. And while launching that book, he said, if your aspirations are like Himalayan mountain, everything will fall in place. He was saying that A is much stronger than R. R he refers to as resources. Many of us say, I am not able to do this, I am not able to do this because I do not have resources. He says, if you have a will, as our ancestors always say, when there is a will, there is a way. If your aspirations are very strong, there will be always a knock on your door. Resources will come. Okay, so please have huge dreams. I keep telling my colleagues that you have to think of how an IIT should be 25 years down the line and implement it today. This is what I keep telling my colleagues. And this is how you should think of, how you want to be. And everything starts in a small way. As people say, a huge tree is inside a small seed. You have to see that tree inside the seed and give the proper manure, proper nourishment that it needs. And definitely that tree is going to come out. Nobody can stop it. So please aspire high, think big. Our Abdul Kalam wrote a small book called Ignited Minds. And in that he says that everybody should dream, and dreams should be as colorful as possible. And your dream should be such that they won't even make you sleep. We sleep to dream, okay? But your dream should be such that it should not even make you sleep. So please think about these aspects that I just mentioned, and I'm sure one day you'll be standing here 20 years down the line and talking to your future generation students and telling them that yes, we started with that sheds, but today with that passion I have been able to reach a stage that I am able to speak in front of you, is something that you will be able to say. So all the best, friends, and do well. Wherever you are, remember your institution. This is the most important thing. It's like after parents, the next most important thing is, in our tradition we say Acharya Devo Bhava. Okay? Matru Devo Bhava, Pitru Devo Bhava, then comes Acharya Devo Bhava. Okay? The third most important person is your teacher and the institute which has given you this degree. So try to do your best. Wherever you go, you carry this flag, and please ensure that the flag is always very high, kept very high, and that standard of the institute, you are going to be the ambassadors of IIIT Raichur, and particularly the pioneering batch. So please do the best and be in touch with the institution, and I am sure that one day the institution will be proud of all your achievements and as you grow in your life. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor Murthy. Many of you may not know he had a busy time traveling tonight for another country, and still he spared time for us. Thank you, Professor Murthy, for valuable guidance to our aspirant students, graduates of the day. Now, another great duty for me, as we mentioned earlier, that this institute has, if I say, perfect balance of academicians and industry presence in the campus. Representative from Bosch, Mr. Veera Reddy is here. Mr. Manu Saleh, an honorable member of BOG, when we approached him for presence of industry in on this event, he took no time to connect us with Mr. Brahmanand Reddy Patil, the guest of honor of the day. Before I invite him for his convocation message, I'd be happy to introduce him to you. So Mr. Patil joined Vector Informatic as the president and managing director in 2022 and is working towards building and enabling the local team in India. He has a team of 4,000 all over to deliver high value to Indian customers in terms of local and on-site support backed with the experience and knowledge of Vector and its innovative and reliable solutions and products. Brahmanand is an electronics and communication engineer and an advanced management graduate in product leadership and business management with an industry experience of 24+ years. He has worked with some of the leading companies in the world, such as Bosch. In a way, Manu Saleh, Vector Graphic, Mr. Patil, and Dattatri of Bosch, all are Boschlers, by the way. So, a lot of connection for IIIT Raichur that Mr. Professor Murthy has brought in is coming as genes to us. So he has worked with Bosch, Uno Minda, and Vector now. Before joining Vector, further Brahmanand headed the R&D function in Uno Minda. Is that correct pronunciation? Yes. Global manufacturer of proprietary automobile solutions. So we are going to get connectivity and mobility and electrical vehicles with intelligence from his association. And he had played a crucial role in developing industry-leading innovations there. He has also played a pivotal role in scaling up Vector India as managing director between 2014 and 19. He has also worked with Bosch, as we mentioned, for 11 years across geographies in varied roles, including software development, hardware and product management, business development, and in diverse areas of battery management systems, electrical vehicles, EV as I mentioned, hybrid EV, HEVs, and special controllers like electronic, hydraulic, and power steering systems. At Vector India, he has a strong customer-oriented team to work closely with global and local original development manufacturers, original equipment manufacturers, OEMs as we call them, as tier 1 service providers in India. He and his team ensure that Indian customers leverage Vector tools and services to make a challenging and highly complex subject area as simple as manageable as possible to the people. Mr. Patil is passionate about product management, information technology, and automobile systems and platforms. He is a successful professional and a society reasonable, responsible citizen, volunteering to build the local ecosystem for product management and leadership in his spare time to support the causes of education and rural self-sustenance. That clearly brings him here for his additional role in the society. He is an inspiration to many young engineers and entrepreneurs who aspire to make a difference in the world. And based on my short association and discussions with him, I'm sure his association further with us is going to be a long-term and as rich as is with Mr. Manu Saleh and Dattatri of Bosch. Dear all, please join me in welcoming Mr. Brahmanand Patil, our guest of honor, with a big round of applause for his convocation message.
Very good morning, all. Coming to speak after very distinguished speakers here, chairman and also director, guest of chief guest. It's really difficult for me to match their thinking and their broad vision that they have for the country, for the people. But I still feel honored to be here to share what I little know, what I bring from my learning, working in the industry, working with people, and also the universities as well across. So I would say definitely it's a proud moment for the parents as well who are here to see their children graduate from this premium institution, IIIT. This institution itself conceptualized, I think, when I just started my career. So I heard of IIIT starting in Bangalore. I was thinking, should I study, should I work? You know, they were very eager days for me as a student. We didn't want to miss the bus, whatever bus that was. So we wanted to just get in and be there, right, where there are things happening. Like everybody in those years, most of us didn't go for masters, for higher studies. As Professor Muti was saying, the study starts now, right? Graduation is definitely a big platform to move into higher opportunities to study, even look at areas of own interest. But then we sometimes start our work in a company, but that is also learning. So my only knowledge share to you would be keep learning, right? Jobs are there. They give salary, of course, but that doesn't mean that's the last salary we are going to earn or that's the last thing that we are going to do in our life. It is a beginning, especially when you are starting your career. The first 2 years are very formative years. Whichever company is hiring you, whatever domain you're working, be sure that you get into basics, work hard, beyond the hours, beyond the typical assigned job roles or tasks. Look across the team, see what others are doing, learn from them. There's a lot of learning by understanding what others do, and make sure that these years become like your study years. You know how to deal with exams, semesters, a lot of study material. Continue to do that with the work as well, and that will stay for your life in your career. My first 2 to 4 years, what I have done, I still cherish that. I still remember the products, what I built, and the basics that I learned there are still kind of foundation for me to understand advanced technologies of today. There is no technology stopping for us. We cannot go back to university and learn. It's very difficult. But then on the job also, we cannot get to work on everything. That's a matter that we have to realize and understand. So it's important to keep looking around, keep studying. There, like Professor said, there's also a chance to go back to universities in spare time, learn and study, continue our education as well, formal or maybe short-term courses. We should keep doing that. That's very important. And I still feel, even after so many years of working, I feel there's a lot to learn for the rest of my career or even after that, right? So the way technology makes us wonder what is happening, or from the outside it may look very complex, but as you get in, it's just simpler. You have to learn to break it down, to understand it, and to do that there has to be constant quest to learn, eagerness, and the hunger to really see what is going on in this world around us. But do not get into prioritizing saying, I want to work on this latest technology because that's what I hear from everybody, and that's very important now. If I don't work on it, I will lose something else. That's not true. Everything is converging in a way, so it's important that whatever we take up, we understand the systems around it. To just give you what I'm trying to say here is, I started working at Bosch in my early years after 4 to 5 years of developing embedded systems, understanding very basics. When I started working there, in the first 3 months, Bosch was constantly training us on how an engine works. We were electronics engineers, we were software people, but to understand how an engine works was very important for us to write software for the engine. It was very important. And the best software engineer there was the one who best understood the systems of how engine works, how the fuel is injected, what's the chemistry, thermodynamics inside happening in the engine. And it was very important for us to understand that, to write good software or to write error-free software. Same time, it's very important for you to learn many other aspects as you grow. We learn moral, we learn basic ethics from our school days, from our parents, from universities and schools. But at workplace, it's very, very important. These play significant role in the growth. It's definitely performance. Those targets that we have to meet, they are there. But then these take us long way. The targets are always for a year, right? In every company, they set KRAs or targets for a year. But for us to grow beyond that, into decades and into several decades of working, it's very important we understand the human behavior, understand people around us, multicultural people, people from different background, and how to work with them, right? So as Chairman mentioned, it's very important for us to bring that in education now, so we see that change happening, so the next generation will learn that. But for us, it's very important to do this at work, right? So we can continue to learn technologies, we can continue to learn new things, but these things are also learned by experience around us, right? So these differentiate us from the rest. So I really see this as a big opportunity for you all to be coming out of IIIT here, the first batch. As well said, that first batches are really formative batches for the younger ones who are coming behind you. So they are also looking at aspirations. They are watching you, where you do, where you go, what you do. So for the younger ones, it's even more opportunities, right? It's even more connects. So keep continuing to build your connects across domains, across fields. When I was hearing about in the introduction of Professor Muti, he's of course achieved he's done excellent work in the area of material science. I got to learn material science in a little way in my job when I was heading as a R&D head at Uno Minda. I understand that material science is so crucial in everything we do, right? Now there are a lot of things coming out called thin film technology. You can bring entire electronics on just a film, on just a surface, and then you don't need to have multiple things behind it and wires and so on. So it was very interesting to work with my colleagues who were PhDs in material science, and the way they were looking at innovation. And they were constantly looking at solving problems which were not in their domain. For example, if you look at electronics product, there's so much of heat generated. How do you take out the heat? You add additional electronics. You add more fan, more cooling, or design it in a way. But then a material science engineer solves it in a very different way, very lateral, innovative way to take out the heat, right? So every stream of engineering, every stream of science is really important for us as we grow in our career to look at products, and they definitely converge at some point in time in the product life cycle. So it's important. We cannot learn every subject in university. It's difficult. We have to specialize in an area as we continue our studies. But then let's keep our minds open to learning new things, even if we are unable to go to the basics, but to understand how these interplay is very, very important, right? So coming to career as well, when I looked at vector informatic, moving into a small company in India, and they were asking me to head the India region. But then I was looking at it saying, what will I do there? It's a sales company, sales subsidiary. We have to sell products which are developed in Europe, in Germany, to all the customers in India. All the software we have to sell here. So I asked my mentors, some at Bosch, some outside, should I really take up such a role and leave this large company, Bosch, right? So I was guided rightly. They said, get in and see what you can make an impact there. So when I started at Vector very quickly I realized that this is a company filled with technology products. Selling is the last thing we should do in this company. We should understand these products. We should get into customers' area and understand what they are working on. So that led me to convince even the headquarters back in Germany to allow me to hire more people specialized in each product area. And these people today, we are about 180 in India, and we are constantly looking at what is our customer engineer working on. We work with them, we understand the problems they are solving day in, day out, and really see, can our products help them solve it, or should we do something beyond that with our products and with other products that the customer is using, and how do we solve the problem? So what makes me very excited even today, even if I play the same role, title-wise, designation-wise, it may look the same, but I'm constantly getting promotions every year. And the promotions are in the way this technology is spreading in India. What I see at our customers in India, who are traditionally mechanical companies building engines and cars, are now moving into electric vehicle and also bringing a lot of technology in the IC engine vehicle and looking at new fuel systems like hydrogen and fuel cell. So they are bringing a lot of technology, and believe me, if you look ahead few years, 2 to 3 years ahead, you will see Indian companies bringing vehicles which are much ahead in technology compared to the West, right? So they're very innovative, they are very forward thinking. Same time, they have no legacy. That's a big advantage they have. They are ready to do anything frugal, smart, but then not compromising on quality. This is unique in India, and this motivates us at Vector to work with every company in India, be it a startup, be it a large OEM, large tier 1 in India. We are willing to work with universities as well. What we see very exciting thing happening in automotive, the mention of automotive makes us believe it's a mechanical system. Yes, definitely. But then it's also a lot more electronics in the automotive now, a lot more software coming in. And when we started working in automotive, it was only embedded software. But now it's going beyond that. There's a lot of AI coming in automotive, connected vehicles which are connected to cloud, a lot of enterprise software running in automotive vehicle, high performance computing happening in automotive area, where instead of keeping microcontrollers, there are microprocessors running the softwares in the vehicle and bringing a lot of advantage to the consumer, to the OEM as well, to even further monetize with the vehicle after selling the vehicle as well, and bring a lot of features for safety, machine learning, artificial intelligence there. So this is very exciting for us. So that's what makes me always look at what should I do next in the next week, when is Monday coming, so that I can start off the day, and when can I use the time effectively to go sit with our customers, learn from them, and share our knowledge with them. So this is something that I always look forward to at work, right? So I'm sure you will not be able to relate right away, but as you grow in your career, there's a lot more exciting things happening, waiting to happen as well. So I'm really, on one side, I envy you, because you're going to look at a bigger world now than us, and huge opportunities that are ahead of you. Please take this as an opportunity and challenge as well to continue our study and not stop here. So congratulations once again to all the graduating students, and wishing you all the very best for your future, and also to the aspiring students who are going to graduate in the coming years. Thank you very much. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Mr. Patil, and thanks to all the dignitaries for their enlightening convocation address. Now I would like to request FIC Academics and the Associate Head of the Department of Computer Science and Engineering, Dr. Ramesh, to join us on the dais for the graduation ceremony.
Good morning all. Respected Director, I, as the FIC Academics, present the following graduates who qualify for degrees. 1 gradient for Institute's Gold Medal, 2 gradients for the degree of Bachelor of Technology in Honors, and 22 graduates for the degree of Bachelor of Technology in Computer Science and Engineering. So I would like to announce the Institute Gold Medal Award. Sir, I present to you Mr. Kushagra for the award of Gold Medal in absentia. I present to you Mr. Abhishek and others, including those in absentia, who have completed all the prescribed requirements and have been found fit for the award of the degrees of Bachelor of Technology Honors and Bachelor of Technology of the Institute in Computer Science and Engineering, and requested that they may be admitted.
By virtue of the authority vested in me as the chairman of the Senate, I admit you all, including those in absentia, to award the degree of Bachelor of Technology Honors and Bachelor of Technology in Computer Science and Engineering of the Institute, and charge you to be worthy of the same.
Sir, I request the respected chairman of the Senate to confer degrees to the candidates. I call upon degree recipients of the Department of Computer Science and Engineering to come one by one to receive their respective degrees. Sir, I present to you the candidates for Bachelor of Technology Honors, degree in Computer Science Engineering, Mr. Doswada Rohit. Ms. Sai Amini Ganda in absentia. Sir, I present to you the candidates for Bachelor of Technology in Computer Science and Engineering. Mr. Abhishek Shahu. Ms. Baliza Subhashri. Mr. Daduvari Gangadhar. Miss Illa Sai Deepika. Mr. Kota Harish. Mr. Nirala Akhil. Mr. Sultan Vishnu Sai. Mr. Eswant Vallabhu. Sir, the following graduates receive their degrees in absentia. Mr. Aditya Agarwal, Ms. Ananya Mantravadi, Mr. Bannamukkala Vamsi Krishna Reddy, Mr. Perisetla Deepak Sai, Mr. Dyapa Uday Kumar Reddy, Mr. Jatin Sachdeva, Mr. Kancharla Gautam, Mr. Kushagra Indurkya, Mr. Mutyala Imanyailu, Mr. Sahu Tanai, Mr. Siddharth Saini, Mr. Vadlamodi Sai Venkat Namesh, Mr. Vibhansu Jain, Mr. Abhijit Arvind Wakande. Now I request Mr. Rohit Doswada from the degree recipients will administer the pledge to all the degree recipients who are requested to stand up and take the pledge.
I, Rohit Doswada, a graduate of the Indian Institute of Information Technology, Raichur, hereby pledge that I shall always endeavor to be unconditionally honest in the discharge of my duties. I shall utilize my knowledge, experience, and skills to the best of my ability for the service of the society, of the country, and for the glory of the institute. In all circumstances, I shall uphold the dignity of the individual and the integrity of my profession. Thank you.
Thank you, Director Sir, for conferring all the degrees to the fresh graduates. Congratulations, graduates. Thank you, Mr. Rohit, and thank you, Dr. Ramesh. Now, I'd like to invite our esteemed chief guest for the official release of the IIIT Raichur's annual report. Thank you all. Respected Chairperson, I kindly request you to present a memento to our esteemed chief guest. Thank you, sir. Honorable Director, sir, I request you confer a memento upon our esteemed guest of honor. Thank you, sir. Now I would like to invite our fresh graduates for a group photograph. Please come on stage. Now I would like to invite and request our honorable BOG members as well as the Senate members for a group photograph. Please come on stage. Thank you, BOG and Senate members. You can take your respective seats. Thanks a lot. I now request the faculty of IIIT Raichur as well as the Assistant Registrar to reach the stage for a group photograph with the fresh graduates. Thank you, faculty and AR. Please take your respective seats. Now I would like to invite the distinguished guest for a group photograph. Please, sir, if you can come. Sir, if you can. Thank you, guest. Please take your respective seats. Thank you, graduates. You can also go back to your seats. Congratulations again. I request the chairperson to declare the first convocation of IIIT Raichur closed.
I declare the first convocation of IIIT Raichur as closed.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the national anthem and kindly remain standing until the procession exits the hall. Your cooperation is much appreciated.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मागे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगल दायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
उत्तराहनुरुत्तररूपं वाक्सन्धिः जिह्वासन्धानम् इत्यध्यात्मम् इति मामः सगुंहिताः यजेवमेतामः सगुंहिता व्याख्याता वेद सन्धीयते प्रजया पशुभिः ब्रह्मवर्चसेनान्नाद्येन सुवर्गेण लोकेन यश्छन्दसामृषभो विश्वरूपः छन्दोभ्योऽध्यमृताः सम्बभूव समेन्द्रो मेधया स्पृणोतु अमृतस्य देवधारणो भूजासम् शरीरं मे विचर्षणं जिह्वा मे मधुमत्तमा कर्णाभ्यां भूरिविश्रुवं ब्रह्मणः कोशोऽसि मेधया पिहितः श्रुतं मे गोपाय आवहन्ति वितन्वानां कुर्वाणाचिरमात्मनः वासागन्ति मम गावश्च